Hey everybody, Riot Mort here back, and for you it's Friday, which means I'm streaming tomorrow. But yeah, until then, you get more videos of me talking to myself, and we play a game where there is no encounter. No encounter for you. So, yeah. Alright, got another game for you here. This should be a kind of comp that if you like reroll comps, maybe you check this one out. I've mostly been playing sort of like Fast 8 comps and things like that, or Fast 9 comps, so wanted to take a second to show some of the reroll options that are out there as well. Generally what we've seen so far with the meta right now is there's a couple reroll comps that work, there's definitely a lot of like Fast 8 comps that work, and a lot of, you know, augments really making or breaking certain comps. So yeah, we'll have to see how this one goes, but this was a fun game, I think. Yeah, but overall, now it's Friday. PB, like I said, branch cuts locked. We've done any like bug stabilization check-ins we can do. At this point, we're just monitoring everything. This weekend, I'm hoping to get a lot of good games in. You know, we'll look at data on Monday, see what we need to A-patch. Generally, though, so far, nothing too crazy is catching us off guard. I think, if anything, we want to see how Vander lands after the nerf. Vander doing a bit more damage. I think some people have figured out his optimal build is more damage than tank, which isn't great. So Vander's on our list. Kog'Maw is another one that's like really close, though Kog'Maw's one that I'm like skeptical might actually be a problem, because if anything, he's just easy to play. Automata is another one that like the paradigm of 2 versus 6 might just not quite be right, but it's not like overpowered or anything. But yeah, so we look at our units here, by the way. Right now we just have like a Conqueror start, but we do notice we have a Ginsu's and a Sword. There aren't a lot of Ginsu's users, but ooh, reroll transfer. Okay, so reroll transfer is a cool augment where you, for every unused augment reroll, gain 3 free shop rerolls. So what that means is you can gain up to 6 rerolls every augment stage, which isn't bad if you take it right away. That time I used a reroll, which wasn't great. But if you think about it in totality, 6, 12, 18, if you're willing to grab your first augments, 18 rerolls for a silver, not bad. That's better than the 11 you get from the 1-on-3-2. So we're going to take this and use this to kind of go reroll. We also hit a Zeri early, and we have the Ginsu's. Zeri is very dependent on attack speed. Do not try to play Zeri without attack speed. But usually she likes at least one's Ginsu's. She's one of the few champions you can go 2 Ginsu's. You don't really need it. One's fine. You can also go like red buff Quicksilver, but yeah, generally she works pretty well with it here. What her thing is every 3 autos, and you can see it there, 1, 2, 3. Every third one is replaced with this like AoE spell that hits a couple targets for even more damage. She's also a sniper, so you know, if those are bouncing to the back line, those do a bunch of extra damage. And then more importantly, she's got the Firelight trait. Now Firelight, there are only 3 champions, Zeri, Echo, and Scar, but that trait is pretty neat because this is something our designers were cooking up since the beginning after watching the show. They're like, we need hoverboards. And so they made the Firelight trait with the hoverboards, which is pretty neat, heals up. I will say, if you can get a Scar tank going, Scar 3, with Firelight going, he's really hard to kill, because not only is he, you know, a watcher, he's a 3-star 3 cost, he's really tanky, but also every 6 seconds he just undoes 45% of the damage he's taken. Pretty good. So definitely something to look out for. Right now we're building up some frontline here, and generally what I'm finding this set, especially with the early game, is any 2-star you can find frontline is going to be very valuable. 2-star frontline has kind of been deciding a lot of the early games. So if you find yourself with like a 2-star Seb, 2-star Trundle, 2-star Darius, definitely play those and try to win streak. Excuse me. So yeah, the other person has a Zyra, but they're only level 3. We managed to win this fight. So, and yeah, you can see there, by the way, Vander damage, 1108. This was before the most recent nerf. So we do find another Zeri, which isn't bad here. We're going to sell the Ziggs, try to make 10. And you can see here, like, somebody might be saying, well, why are you playing Darius over Maddie? Maddie would give you 2 sniper. But like I said, early game, it's really just about that health, that 2-star health. So we're going to keep that in for now. And again, generally if you're playing Zeri, because she's Firelight, that leads to Scar, who is a Watcher. So you're kind of playing Watcher frontline, usually when you're playing Zeri. It's pretty uncommon to play Zeri in any other line. So that's why we're holding on to the Amumu, that's why we're holding on to the Vanders. It's a pretty straightforward comp, like I said, if you're looking for a reroll comp that uses Ginsu's well. I know Ginsu's is a very popular item. So definitely something to consider, but like I said, I wouldn't play it without an early Ginsu's. Because without that Ginsu's, poor Zeri just doesn't do the damage you'd want her to. So, just because that every 3 attacks is always on. Looks like should win this as long as Darius casts here. The Lux doesn't do enough damage, and yep, that's going to be a win. Puts us at 10 gold. And we're saving our rerolls till we get to level 6. Level 6 is going to give us things like that Vander, but most importantly the Zeri. There's also Scar. The other thing I'll personally say I love about the Watcher line is that means you get to play with Garen, and Garen, like I said, feels like my favorite Watcher just because gives you so much frontline and shares his health. I just like the way he works. So, yeah. It's interesting too, though, because you want to play like Garen, but because you're playing reroll, you also want to play Tristana. Who knows? Maybe there's some wacky, like, 4 Emissary, 4... Nah, probably not. Probably not. Because then why are you putting items on Zeri when you could put them on Ambessa, so... Anyway, we don't get the bow we were looking for. That's okay. We do get an armor, start building up some tanky frontline. We do get a Vander 2, though. That is Vander 2. That's a nice upgrade. We're going to level. We can put in Maddie. That'll give us 2 sniper. Hitting the Vander 2 early should be pretty good. So. Yeah, today, like I said, today is... Oh, no, yeah, today is Thursday. It's Friday for you when you're watching this, but today is Thursday. Yesterday was Wednesday. Wednesday took a lot out of me. It was a rough day, but, you know, trying to at least get a couple games in each day to double check on the meta, try a few different lines, really kind of experiment. So, I feel like this is one of those sets, too, by the way, that there's so many different ways to play certain things that it's going to take a while for the meta to develop. So even if you see something strong on day 1, it's like how long until people figure out how to actually play Experiment, for example. I have not seen much Experiment, but I've also know some of our players have been doing really well with it, so it's just going to take people a while to learn the lines, I think. We don't want to jump to conclusions too fast this set. But we'll see. Like I said, definitely our eye on a few things. Looking at this, there's not really much to take here. So, hypothetically, if we could play Rennie over Maddie, just for even more frontline, 2 Bruiser, buys more time for that Ginsu's, but otherwise, yeah. So, cool. Level 5, 20 gold. We're hoping to get the win here. You know me. I like to win streak early if I can. So, up against this player who looks like they've got, you know, the dummy and they've got the Gangplank playing some scrap here. But it is only a powder 1, so I'm not that worried. Vander doing his best to tank here. So, yeah. Cool. That's going to be a win. All right, not bad here. If we can get an early Zeri 2, looking for some items here. I like Deathblade on Zeri just because she doesn't really need the crits and just the flat AD since she's not getting it anywhere else. So Deathblade's pretty good on her. Giant Slayer's fine. Not as good, though, because you're already getting the % damage amp from Sniper. So, but we'll see what we hit. Otherwise, pretty standard frontline right now. Just some 2 costs and a Zeri, or 2 stars. But, yeah. Alright. Looking for our items here. I'm kind of looking forward to streaming a little bit just so I can try out some wacky builds. We do get a Gargoyle here, which will be good on our Vander. Oh, Gold Orb with another full item here. So we'll see what the full item gives us. Otherwise, yeah, pretty sure we're going Gargoyle. We can just go the IE. Like I said, it's not my favorite, but... Okay, we could go Redemption. Gunblade's okay here. We don't need Shiv. Yeah, we go Redemption. So we can go Gargoyle Redemption on Vander. That should give us a pretty chunky front line. Later that might end up on Scar. Scar could be really good with that. So we don't want to, even though we're 100 health, normally there are times here where I might be aggressive and level. I don't think we really want to do that here. Especially we're going to need a lot of gold for rerolling if we're going to go that route. Positioning wise, we want the Gargoyle Stone Plate to be isolated. Try to get as much people on that as we can. So, yeah. Bum, bum, bum. Okay. Level 6 on the other side, so we're up against the other Windstreaker. They've got Enforcer in, and they're playing Zeri. Their Zeri has 3 items, mine only has 2. Their front line's a little better, but the thing to note here is they're playing Enforcer, and Enforcer does really well when it kills its first target. They just killed my Vander, so now they've got that bonus attack speed. Definitely a level up diff here, but that's okay. They're just ahead of us. They took Silver Spoon. Our Silver Augment's not really being used right now, so that's okay. A magic roll isn't bad here. That one's always fun. Okay, we're just gonna take it. So 3, 6, and 4. Not really a triple or anything, so nothing great. We get 4 cloaks. Okay, well, I mean, I guess that's a Dragon Claw. By the way, the thing is, we didn't use our augment rerolls. So you saw, by the way, we got 9 extra rerolls. So I was lying to you earlier. The fact that we're going to get 9 rerolls a thing, that's 9, 18. Plus, if I had taken it and done it right the first time, we would have actually had a lot of rerolls. So that's why I like this augment. This augment's pretty fun. All right, so now we're in a good spot here. We have 4 Watcher. We've got 2 Firelight in. We've got a good front line. Zeri 2 should be enough. So now, this is where you want to be on 3-2. We still got 30 gold. We've got 7 more rerolls lying around that we probably don't want to use, because if we use them, we'll hit units, and then we'll have to spend units, which will get our gold down. And there's not really any key upgrade we can get right now, so we really just play this and get back up to 5. So, and yeah, now we have a very tanky Vander. 4 Watcher. I'll say this, by the way, right now. If you're looking for something pretty easy to play, 6 Sentinel, 6 Watcher, and even 6 Bruiser to some extent, all of those front lines with just something in the back are all pretty good right now. So like 6 Sentinel's got a couple variations. I know the most popular is with like Heimerdinger. 6 Watcher, you can do something like this. So definitely something fun to play. Oh, we high roll the Garen early. This is nice, because again, Garen's going to allow us to take out that Darius for now, and we can position like this to give even more front line. So, not too shabby. We're going to go ahead and use our other cloaks. It's not like we want to build Hurricane here. And the reason to put the Dragon Claw on Garen is because Dragon Claw has % health. That raises Garen's health. Garen shares more health. We got a great front line here. So, all right. Looking at this matchup, I can't imagine us losing this. The Lux is going to take so long to kill things. You can see there, each spell cast is like maybe half of a Mumu. So, not really worried this fight. How funny would it be if I said that and then lost? But yeah, Vander still at half health. We're good. Okay. First place is still playing that Enforcer comp with the Zeris. So we're hoping, though, that the fact we have all these extra rerolls, we can hit Zeri before they do if they decide to reroll it. Though that being said, their items could also end up on something like Caitlyn, so they might not even be trying to play Zeri. We'll want to keep an eye on Elise thighs. Creepy. But don't worry, guys. For some reason, we got another cloak. Didn't need the armor. We took another cloak. Now, to be fair, this other cloak could end up becoming Quicksilver, which isn't a bad item on Zeri. So, we buy the Vlad. Vlad is our 6th Watcher here. So we actually have 6 Watcher here. I could actually take out Sniper and go 6 Watcher. You can see me kind of messing with the idea, but because 2 Sniper, it's good, but it's not like necessary. So, and 6 Watcher, probably a bigger upgrade. All right, we're up against the Aurelia Hero Augment, but it's only an Aurelia 2, so hopefully we're okay. Not much other damage sources here to be worried about. If Aurelia just gets stuck on Vander... Oh god, Aurelia's moving around. Thankfully, I'm not sure this is Aurelia's best build, and again, the 4-Watcher, really hard to get through, so... Alright, easy win. Okay, that put us in first. That's good. Now that we've got over 50 gold, we can start using some of these rerolls, slowly but surely. There's a Scar. There's a Zeri. All right, we want to chill, stay above 50. Now again, the best version of this has 3-star Scar as the tank, but 3-star Vander would also be fine. Vander's always tricky though because he's so contested. A lot of the family players really like playing, you know, Vander, because that would make sense because he's family. So, all right, up against a Zyra carry. Now Zyra is not actually that bad. Zyra is really good, can do a lot of burst. The one thing we have going for us though is we have 2 Dragon Claws, and they don't have Shred yet, so that might give us the edge here, but Zyra can actually pump out the damage. Also, Vander might just be a little strong. Yep. All right. Oh, they're level 5 also, so they're behind. But yeah, Zyra reroll, not the worst. I've been struggling to see it hit first place, but like, it's a really good top 4 comp from what I've seen. All right, and again, remember, when we get to our augment here, we want to not use the rerolls because that will be another 9 rerolls. So if we can avoid using rerolls, that's a good thing. All right, 6 Zeri. Another Garen, that's nice. If we'd high roll a Garen 2 here, that'd be a chunky upgrade. Okay. Okay. Items are a sword and a belt. The belt is nice because it can give us even Shroud. We do need Armor Shred at some point. Scar 2 is a nice upgrade. Vlad, Maddie, cool. Vlad 2, that's fine. Vlad 2 is better than a Mumu, so that's fine. Don't know why I'm pressing reroll here. Now again, we don't want to use our augment rerolls here. Get 9 more rerolls, that's the hope. 6 Zeris. Yep, so we build our even Shroud. That's going to help Zeri at least get through the front line. We could build the Gunblade here. Gunblade's not the worst. Like I said, Gunblade got a pretty big buff here. It can help keep our Vander alive. On the other side, that's a singed hero augment. It was bugged for a while, though I believe at the time of this video it had been fixed. So, as far as I know, there's no other bugged augments left, but, you know, you don't know till you know, so. Oh, look at that hoverboard. See, that's the dream Sean and her team were looking for, is like just them hoverboarding around. That's so cool. They're neat. I think it's neat. All right, so we go on a win streak this stage. Mace's Will, we don't need another IE. Crown's Will, we could get a support item here. If we end up with something like Locket for the front line, that's pretty good. And again, we didn't really use our rerolls. Okay, we luck out and we get a Garen. The Zerat portal, not as good, but it's still more frontline for Zeri, so can't complain. And we get our 9 rerolls. So hopefully these 9 rerolls give us something. Okay, a Zeri and a Scar. I'll live with it. Okay, 6 Vanders, 7 Zeris. But again, at least now we have a lot of frontline for Zeri. The other thing that's a positive, by the way, about building Gunblade here, which we should consider, is like, we're starting to reach the end game. And the end game is where you'll start to see more splash damage from things like Zoe's, Caitlyn's. So even like Jinx. Jinx's like first 2 spells can hit the back line. Rumble with upgrades can also hit the back line. So if you end up going full offense, you can find your backline just kind of getting hit. Like here, even these Mordekaiser smashes can hit the back if they're close. Thankfully, it's a 0-item Mordekaiser, but you know. This fight's actually looking close. Thankfully, we hit that Garen 2. Garen 2's doing work. Yeah, we're good to go. Sweet. One, two, ready. All right, can we find some Zeris? All right, we're one Zeri away. This is when it would be really tempting to roll to 0, but we have 92 health. We have plenty of health to work with. We sell the Scar, which I don't agree with. We should have kept the Scar, because again, the peak of this comp was going to be Scar 3, not Zeri 3. Scar 3, like I said, Scar 3 is just so tanky, has a ton of CC, and with that Firelight will heal back up. So I think Scar 3 is one of, if not the best tanks in the game. It's just his comps are a little narrow. So I kept joking during development that like Firelight was designed around Echo and Zeri, but I'm pretty sure Scar is the best user of it by a significant margin. So all right, so Swain on the other side, but again, one of the positives of Zeri is she's one of the champions that says, I don't care how big your front line is, I'll just zap your back line. And you can see those zaps already going around. Silco's almost dead. There we go. Nice. All right. Item-wise, Frying Pan's not really going to give us anything we're looking for. Again, we kind of want either like Quicksilver or another Ginsu's, or if Mort weren't winning, he should be slamming this Gunblade, but you know, what are you gonna do? We go with the armor. Interesting. Okay. So if we can hit Vander 3, come on. Okay, that's a lot of Maddies. Missed Maddie 3 is what Twitch chat would say. Okay, there's the Zeri at least. Now, while we hit the Zeri, and that's great, okay, we are going to level here. Interesting. So the positive about leveling is that it's going to give us 6 Watcher, and again, 6 Watcher, very good frontline. I think now would be the time to stay at 7 and try to find Scar 3. Hopefully we find Vander 3 along the way, but because right now we're not going, like level 8 would be another Firelight or a Sniper. Not a big deal. And because Scar's not our main tank, Firelight's not really that important. Again, vertical Firelight, you want Scar. If you're just playing Zeri, 2's fine. All right, so Zeri 3, pumping out the damage. Garen on the back line. Big rocket from Jinx, but it's only Jinx 1. Jinx 1 way less scary than Jinx 2. So we get the win. Looking good. Probably something for Zeri here. Scuttle Familiar would be okay if we had Vander 3, but we're not looking for tank stuffs. Miniaturized, no. It's a lot of tank stuff here. Titanic Strikes, nah, because we have low AD. It's not about the AD here. 2 completed items, it's fine, but Fireball, we don't have mana. Force of Friendship here. Gain 1% damage amp for each star level on your board. 3-star champions grant 8% damage amp instead. So this is going to be a decent amount, especially if we hit 3-star Vander and maybe 3-star Scar. Like, we can get a decent chunk of damage amp. 22%, and since we took out Sniper, it's not that bad. As we level up, we'll get even more, so every another 2-star champion is 2 more. So it's something. Probably not like the absolute best one we could have found, but it's not bad, and it'll build up if we ever hit this Vander 3. So also, because we got damage amp, it makes it less likely that we need to keep Sniper in, so because Sniper's already damage amp, and you know how multiplicative, you don't need as much, so you can focus on other outputs here. All right, one other win streaker in the lobby, and we don't face them. We face the Zyra reroll. Zyra reroll looks like it's struggling a little bit with frontline, but the thing is, it does. So Zyra reroll here does have a lot of true damage. And it looks like they took the execute, so they can pump out the damage. Yeah, but you can see there the Garen kind of just tanking it like a champ here. Yeah, unfortunately just not enough. Their augments also don't look like they're really... There's only one combat augment in there, and it's the Dragon's Claw. So really not the spot you'd probably want to play Zyra reroll looking like it, but... Oh, and the other win streaker lost, so we are the top of the lobby here. 50 gold again. Yeah, you can see here, 6 Watcher giving 55% damage reduction until they drop below half health, so pretty wild. I think, did we nerf it since? I don't know. I can't remember if we nerfed it since then, but like I said, Watcher, 6 Watcher, 6 Sentinel are on my at least watch list, so it's pretty good. All right, looking for items here. Our greed paid off. It allows us to like look and see what our other items are. We have an Ionic Spark, which we don't really need. Okay, we find a Vander. We don't get a bow, so I can't go double Ginsu's, which is probably what I was thinking at the time. So to me, this is Gunblade plus... Okay, I like this. We do need Sunfire. That's fine. Sunfire is going to be more health. It's also our anti-heal. So now we have anti-heal. We have Shred. We have Sunder. So we'll just do that, I guess. And then I guess we're going Gunblade. So again, should have slammed it earlier, but at least we weren't punished for it. So... we find an Echo. That could be our next... Okay, there we go. So now, with the 3-star Zeri, the 3-star Vander, and the Echo that I sold for some reason, I guess we can just play Maddie instead, so that's fine. On the other side, though, this is a Shimmer Scale player. They're looking pretty strong here with that Silco. Looks like they had about a 300 or 400 cash out. But their front line didn't hold up, unfortunately, and so we are going to get the kill. Woo! Nice. By the way, look at that damage. Scar from the Ionic Spark and the and the Sunfire. That's funny. All right, so we're going to go ahead and level, keep the win streak going here. That's going to give us 2 Sniper. So... And yeah, you can see, by the way, we're at 36% damage amp now that we hit another 3-star. So every 3-star increasing that damage amp on that anomaly buff by 8%. So it's a big up. Yeah. All right, we're up against a Twitch, but unfortunately they only have Mundo 1. And it looks like way too much backline. So... And at this point, I'm not sure they're ever going to get through the Vander. Yeah, this is where you're seeing some of the power of that 6 Watcher. If you do not have the damage to go through it, it just does not... Feels like you're hitting your head into a wall. So. Boom. Also, I just looked over. It's 5-2, and we just hit top 4. So this might be a dominating game here. Looks like nobody really had the damage to take us out. There's one other win streaker in the lobby, though, so we'll see. And again, yeah, Zeri getting that 36% damage amp feels pretty good. Yeah, I don't know. This is a pretty good setup. I know a lot of people, by the way, have been saying Vander's best in slot is more damage-based, and that's true, probably. But I will say if that stays true, we'll probably change it. We do want him to be a tank. Like I said, he's mostly supposed to be a slightly better Cassante from set 10. So, that being said, Cassante had some damage, so we'll see. Again, just not enough damage on the other side here. Whew. But yeah, so if you like rerolls and hoverboards, give this a try. All right. Ooh, Firelight Emblem. Okay. So, Firelight Emblem opens you up to 4 Firelight, which is when all of a sudden your Zeri and your Echo do want it. Because the healing jump from 3 to 4 Firelight, pretty minor actually. It doesn't really do much. But you get a burst of attack speed every time you dash. So basically every 6 seconds, get a burst of attack speed. Not bad here. The other thing is you might be wondering, well, who do you put this emblem on? We're going to put it on Garen. Much like Scar, Garen's going to have the same logic, where you have a tank who every 6 seconds is going to dash away and heal up a little bit. So having that tank heal up even more feels pretty good. So yeah, now if we can go 9 and just throw in Echo, we're kind of done. Yeah, that'd be good, because then we'd have 6 Watcher, 4 Firelight. So, also that'd be another 2% damage amp if we get a 2-star for our anomaly buff. On the other side is Heimerdinger. Heimerdinger can be one of the fights that we lose to, but thankfully they built a Ginsu's on their Heimer. It's going to make it much weaker than before. You can see it's just taking forever to stack those up. It spends most of its time casting, so yeah, and its front line didn't really hold, so I don't know, this lobby's looking a little weak. We might just 92 health it. There is that other wind streaker, so we'll see. Definitely gonna be able to go 9 here, though. Vander, Garen doing good here. Yeah, but like I said, this is like a nice quintessential basic comp, right? It's like get to 6, reroll Vander and Vlad and Zeri. You can reroll a Mumu if you want, and Maddie if you want. And then when you hit them all, level up to 7 and 8 and add more stuff. Pretty straightforward. This is the kind of comp that if it ends up being S tier, Reddit will be very mad at me. And that's okay, because they're always mad at me. All right, we are up against a Chemtech. They cashed out. Like I said, this Chemtech board's looking a little strong, but it doesn't look like they have any perfected items. So this might, like I said, this might be like a 400 cash out. And it's only a Mord 1. I don't like their Silco items, so it's definitely possible. It's tough. That explains why they're win streaking, by the way. But yeah, look at Garen, by the way. Every 6 seconds, just healing up that damage and then shielding. So Garen and Firelight kind of the MVP there, keeping us alive. Yeah, all right. Well, we beat the win streaker, which means 1 round left. We might win it here. Level up, find an Echo, call it a day. That might be it. We'll see how it goes. Cool song. All right, like I said, today's Friday for you, so tomorrow, hopefully you'll watch my stream. I mentioned already on Twitter, but we're gonna have some guests. On Saturday, it'll be the set design team who worked on the set. And on Sunday, it'll be the finalization team, so a chance to talk to some of the other devs who work on TFT that aren't me, if you have any questions for them, so it'd be a good time to show up if you do. Rolling, looking for that Echo. That Echo's gonna give us Firelight. We can keep rolling, not that it matters. Okay, there's Echo too. That's another 1% damage amp. Item-wise, could give something to Echo, could give something to Scar here. Probably Adaptive Helm on Echo? That'd be my guess. Yep, Adaptive Helm on Echo. All right, and we're up against a Sorcerer comp, it looks like. Yep, looks like 8 Sorc with a Zyra on the front line. I don't think I'm that worried. Zoe 2, LeBlanc 1. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I'm that worried. And sure enough, Vander's at half, Garen's still full, Scar's still full. It's a first. There you go. Dominating Watcher, Firelight, Zeri. Good stuff. So, all right. Should be a nice simple comp for you. We'll be back tomorrow with another video and my stream. So, until then, take it easy.